Hello and welcome to MyFusion Helper. My name is Nick Kulovic. In this short video, I'm going to go over using the split tested helper. Now, the split tested helper is a powerful helper that allows you to split your lists into multiple sub-lists, giving you further segmentation of your contacts. To get started, I'm going to go through a live demo of how to set it up using tags. Now, tags is going to be our primary way of using the helper, allowing us to actually stick a tag onto a contact, triggering goals and automations further. Alright, now that we're inside of MyFusion Helper, let's go ahead and select our split test it, and we'll just give this an example here. Once we're in the builder, we'll be presented with two options: split test with API goals or split test with tags. Now, the difference between the API goals and tags is self-explanatory, where you can just go ahead and arbitrarily create some custom tags for you based on each of the groups and the number of splits that you choose. So say if you want to have 4 splits, we'll create 4 tags and auto segment your contacts into those as they process through the builder. Then moving along, we'll just go ahead and choose a number of splits. Let's do a 4-group split here. Now, a lot of softwares might only allow you to use 2. We allow you to use a lot more than that. So as you define this number of split groups that we'll need, we will go ahead and process those accordingly. So first example, let's go ahead and do split test with tags. So if we want to go ahead and use those tag options, we'll go ahead and pull that out here. And once we've created the helper, now we'll go ahead and copy our link and hop on into Infusionsoft, where we'll configure the rest of the helper. Now that I've got a campaign open up, let's go ahead and pull over a sequence. I've pulled that sequence on over, and we have our split test tag goals. Now I have my HTTP post that I've pulled on over, and we've just put our helper ID in there. Go ahead and configure that and run. Now we'll go ahead and run that action. Alright, so then let's go ahead and hop back into our application here, and we'll just go on into our contacts, and I have a handful of contacts that we can just go ahead and add to those automations. So let's just go ahead and add an automation here, and let's go ahead and split test our campaigns, split test those API goals, and let's go ahead and add those to those sequence. Now this is going to go ahead and run our helper, so we can go ahead and see as this process, we can go back to our helpers and go ahead and see how this will start to run here. So as this processes through, these contacts will be added on into MyFusion Helper and start to process. So you know Tony Stark now is in split test group 3. Now we've created these auto tags, MyFusion Helper, split test, and then your helper ID with the split test number. And you notice that each of these contacts is now split into a different group that you can use later in your reporting. And that's how it works with the split test groups. Now I want to go through a live demo of how to set it up using API goals. Now, unlike tags, which will stay on the contact, API goals are just meant within the campaign and advanced automation criteria area of your builder, providing flexibility and automation as you go along. Alright, now let's go ahead and configure our split test helper with our API goals now. These are going to trigger within the campaign builder or the advanced automation builder and not apply any tags. So let's go ahead and update those. And once we update and refresh our helper, you'll notice that we have our API goals shown, which will give you these split test groups and their coordinating goal. Now we'll go ahead and copy and paste these and use these inside of our campaign builder. So let's go ahead and hop on over into the campaign builder. I will go ahead and edit a split test campaign here. Let's go ahead and drag out our sequence here, and we'll do split test API goals. And we will go ahead and pull into that sequence. And just as before, we'll pull out an HTTP post. Now go ahead and come back to MyFusion Helper, get our HTTP post link, copy and paste this on in here, and we'll go ahead and publish and save that. Now let's go ahead and configure our API goals to actually trigger. So we can configure here, and let's go ahead and mark this sequence ready and come into our API. Now we'll go ahead and copy. We're going to need 4 API goals. let's just go ahead and connect these together. And let's go ahead and configure these. So the first one's MyFusion helper, and we'll come back to our MyFusion helper application, get that first goal, go ahead and copy and paste that here, and let's go ahead and save that. And we're going to do the same thing for each of these API goals. Split 2, and so on and so forth. Let's get our last one. Alrighty. And I like to just go ahead and rename these here, just so we know what we're working with. And we can go ahead and publish those out. Now, what you'll want to do, say if you have a handful of different variations or offers that you would like to do, you can go ahead and drag these into those sequences here. So say if you wanted to go ahead and use 4 different possible variations of an offer, you can here. So just go ahead and publish those out, and we'll see how these split tests work. Now, after we've published those, we'll hop on into our contacts. So let's go ahead and go back to Infusionsoft or Keap and hop on into our contact list. And I'm just going to go ahead and select all these contacts, and we'll go ahead and add those to an automation. And let's just go ahead and split test, and let's do our split test API goal sequence. Now we'll go ahead and add that. Now those will go ahead and process, send on over, and it'll take just a little bit for MyFusion and Infusionsoft itself to go ahead and kick off on those sequences. And we'll see as those contacts start to trickle down. So you notice that we've added them to those different options, added to split testing. So we're all inside of that sequence now. And if I go back to my actual automations inside of this report and look at our actual sequence and campaign again, we should start to see things getting triggered on off. So as you see, we have a split group for each one of these that is triggered with each of those contacts that could have been into that sequence. And then you can go ahead and pull a list of these contacts with those filter dates. So you see that Thor has been put into the first group as the mightiest Avenger. And you can kind of go along and see which ones have actually been split into those groups just by using the built-in campaign builder reporting. And that's how you use the split test builder campaign options within our split tester. Thank you.